my name is Rachel Mayo. Welcome to my channel and thank you for being here. I'm going to be discussing the new moon in Sagittarius that is happening on the 23rd of November 2022. This new moon is very optimistic. It's a good one. This new moon is happening at 1 degree of Sagittarius, 1 degree 37, which is very close to 2 degrees. The closest aspect to this new moon, an aspect which is actually very positive and optimistic, is the fact that Mercury and Venus are currently transiting the sign of Sagittarius around 8 degrees of Sagittarius. This conjunction is generally a very optimistic type of conjunction, and the fact that it's a big part of this lunation makes it even more optimistic and positive. Venus and Mercury definitely means something like sweet words. It's very likely that some of you hear that I love you that you've been waiting for, especially if this is happening in your 5th house, in your 7th house, or perhaps even in your 8th house. I'm still running the promotion for the free solar return chart reading. I suggest that you subscribe, like this video, and share this video. Please make sure that your subscription is visible so that I can pick you out of my analytics. Last month I picked out 3 winners. This month I'm going to pick out 4 winners. So even if you did apply last month and didn't get chosen, I suggest that you hit like, share and subscribe. Also leave me a comment in the comment section of this video saying free solar. So in the spirit of Jupiter and bringing joy to everyone during the holidays, and it is Black Friday after all, I'm going to have a Black Friday special. I'm giving 40% off all my readings until the end of the month. So if you've never had a reading with me before, or even if you've had a reading with me, this is an excellent time for you to book me. Just make sure you book before the 30th of November, because this promotion is going to end then. 40% off all my readings. Book now. The sun and the moon conjuncting in the same sign is essentially what a new moon is called. It's a time of brand new beginnings. This is an excellent time for you to initiate something that you've been holding back on because of all the energy that was going on during the eclipses. This is, after all, the first new moon that isn't an eclipse. This is the end of eclipse season. The ruler of this lunation is Jupiter, who is currently transiting his other sign, Pisces, his stationary retrograde. Jupiter is going to go direct only a few minutes, 5 minutes after this lunation, which is also very positive because Jupiter rules this lunation. Jupiter is really powerful at this degree because he's stationing direct at this degree. This degree also happens to square the galactic center in Sagittarius. So this might actually be a very karmic new beginning for some. And Jupiter has a wide out of sign trine to the new moon. All these are harmonious and positive aspects. Venus is the ruler of the transiting north node in Taurus. She's been part of most of the lunations we had recently and the eclipses. Venus is also conjunct this new moon, emphasizing issues around relationships, love and finances. Venus rules both love and finances, basically what we love and value. So here's Venus again in conjunction with Mercury, wanting to say some possibly very sweet words. The conjunction of Mercury and Venus is really optimistic because it can bring good news as far as renegotiating deals. It's also an excellent time for you to go out on dates because it's very likely that you and your date are going to have a lot of things in common, a lot of good conversations. And for others who have been in a relationship for a while, this is an excellent time to say I love you, or perhaps even propose. So who's going to be affected the most by this new moon? Of course, it's the mutable signs. And the mutable signs are Sagittarius, Gemini and Pisces. Of course, Sagittarius will be most impacted by this lunation because it is, after all, happening in your sign. And Gemini is also going to be highly impacted by this lunation because it is going to oppose your sign. So you're going to receive some opposition from others. Virgo and Pisces are going to receive the challenging aspect of the square. So this lunation might be a bit more challenging for you too. The fire signs are going to have a better experience with this lunation. A very lucky trine is happening between the fire signs. The fire signs are Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. The air signs are also going to have a better experience with this lunation. The air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aries. The air signs are going to be aspected by this lunation with a very harmonious sextile. However, with the sextile energy, one has to apply themselves. You have to look out for opportunities, and when opportunities are presented to you, you have to take advantage of them. Otherwise, this energy is just going to dissipate. The fixed signs are not really being aspected by this lunation, which is quite a relief, because the fixed signs have gone through so much challenging energies. A lot of changes, a lot of forced changes for some of the fixed signs has occurred because of the eclipses. So we're getting a break. So we're getting a break with this lunation. So if you were born on or around the 23rd of November, a few days before or a few days after, you're also going to be highly impacted by this lunation, simply because this energy of the new moon, this optimistic, wonderful energy of the new moon is going to be somewhere in your solar return chart. So if this is your solar return, this is an excellent time for you to get a solar return chart, a reading, so that you can find out where this harmonious energy is going to be in your solar return chart. Which house is it going to fall in your solar return chart? This is how you find out how to use this optimistic and harmonious energy. This is a very lucky placement for you, Sagittarius. So if your Loi is Jupiter, meaning Lord of the Year in Hellenistic astrology, you're being ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is going to be highly activated at this lunation. And if your Mahadasha Lord is the Time Lord in Vedic astrology. So if Jupiter is your Mahadasha Lord, Jupiter is being activated at this lunation. And if your solar return ascendant is ruled by Jupiter, meaning you have an ascendant in Sagittarius or Pisces for the year, Jupiter is being highly activated at this lunation. So expect an event to occur. So let's talk about which house Jupiter rules. Jupiter is the ruler of the 9th house of the zodiac. The 9th house is about our higher belief system, the future. And usually this higher belief system is passed on to us by somebody we look up to, perhaps your father, a guru, or perhaps even a priest. 9th house rules over our gurus, priests, professors. 9th house also rules over higher education and the justice system. So all these issues are going to possibly come up at the time of this lunation. Let's remember that the 9th house also rules foreign places, foreign countries, foreign languages. So those issues are also going to come up at this lunation. The 9th house also rules over our justice system, judges. It also rules over the truth. So if things have been hidden beneath the surface, the truth is going to be revealed at this lunation. So a lot of us are going to be asking, what is really truth? Is this my truth, or is this somebody else's truth that I have been following because it was handed down to me? This is time to choose your own path, your own story, your own future, your own truth. So what is your own truth? Well, some people will realize that the things that they believe in are things that they were taught, things which are passed down from generation to generation. It's not necessarily what you believe in. You've been programmed or socialized into believing these truths. Is it really your own truth? What is your own truth? What is your story? What is the future that you desire? Another positive aspect of this lunation is the fact that Mars is transiting retrograde in the opposite sign of Gemini and is in trine with Saturn. This is really, really positive. In that Saturn is giving you that support that you need to take action. You also have to keep in mind that Mars is actually in square with Neptune. This aspect has been an ongoing aspect for a while, and it's going to go on for the duration of Mars's transit in the sign of Gemini, which is only ending early in the spring. Mars is going to go direct around the 8th or the 12th of January. This is when we're going to be really sure of the actions that we need to take. Aries, ascendant, sun, or moon. This lunation is happening in your 9th house. This is the house where you'll have an optimistic new beginning and perhaps some luck and abundance. The 9th house is a Sagittarius house. So Aries, if you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I suggest that you go back and listen to the whole introduction. So this pertains to what's going to be transpiring in your chart. This lunation is bringing a brand new opportunity for you to be able to travel abroad or have some type of positive interaction with someone abroad. If you've been wanting to advance in education, perhaps enroll in a college, this new moon is bringing an excellent opportunity to make this initiation and very likely get accepted in the college of your choice. The 9th house is the house of your future. So perhaps you may want to make some new beginnings, some initiations, a change of direction of what your future, a change in the direction of your future. This is the time that you want to make these initiations, to make a 5-year plan and perhaps a 10-year plan for some of you. And for others who've been having legal issues, this is an excellent time for you to initiate a lawsuit, and things are probably going to go to your liking. And for others who've been wanting to travel to a foreign land, this is an excellent time for you to start your applications, your paperwork, perhaps on a green card or a work visa. You're going to find a lot of support and ease in your applications. Things are most likely going to go your way. The ruling planet is a big part of this lunation in the fact that it is in the opposing sign of the lunation. It's not directly aspecting the lunation because there is some distance between Mars and the new moon. Mars is, however, in a harmonious trine with Saturn, supporting some of the things that you want to change in these two houses. We also have to keep in mind that your ruling planet is moving backwards, retrograde. You have to go back and look over certain things that you may have initiated. They may need some type of revision and going over details. And remember, Mars is in square to Neptune. Aries, go back and listen to the beginning of this introduction, and if you need further assistance, I suggest that you take advantage of the 40% discount that I have on my readings. Taurus, ascendant, sun, or moon. This lunation is happening in your 8th house. This is the area where you'll have an optimistic new beginning and perhaps some luck and abundance. The 8th house rules over sex, death, taxes, and transformation. This is a very intimate house. This is the house where we keep our secrets that we keep from ourselves, and perhaps secrets that we keep from others, and perhaps even ourselves. This is a house of transformation. So this is going to be a transformative, brand new beginning for you. Luckily, a very optimistic new beginning. So Taurus, if you've been wanting to buy a house, this is an excellent time for you to start a mortgage application or perhaps a loan application for a car or a business. This new moon is going to bring opportunities for you to also bring an ongoing romantic relationship to the next level. You could decide to become more intimate with your partner, and for others, this is an excellent time for you to combine finances. This house rules shared resources. So this means that some of you could be talking about moving in together. And for others, the optimistic brand new beginning could be that they finally receive an inheritance. This will be a big transformation in the fact that you'll have this money to make this brand new start in your life. Your ruling planet Venus, who's also the ruler of the transiting North Node, is a big part of this lunation. Venus is conjunct Mercury. This is a positive aspect that could bring really positive news. You could be hearing really positive news from your partner. Some of you could be hearing, I love you and I want to move in with you. And perhaps some of you will get a marriage proposal. Taurus, you've been through a lot. The North Node is transiting your sign. The eclipses have been in your sign and the opposing sign. And your opposite sign, Scorpio. So there has been a lot of transformation. If you'd like to get further guidance about this lunation or perhaps a synastry chart reading, I suggest that you book a reading with me. Take advantage of the 40% off special that I'm running until the end of the month. Gemini, ascendant, sun, or moon. This lunation is happening in your 7th house. This is where you'll have an optimistic, brand new beginning and perhaps some luck and abundance. The 7th house is an angle house. So whenever an angle house is activated, it activates all the other angles in your chart. The brand new beginnings that you're going to have in your 7th house of partnerships, marriages, committed relationships, and business is going to affect your MC, you're standing in society, and of course it's going to affect you because it's going to affect you, the ascendant, which opposes the 7th house where this lunation is happening. And it's also going to affect your home area, your IC, because this lunation is going to also square your IC. So the changes that are going to be brought about at this time are going to be as a result of the new beginnings in your relationships, or the new beginnings that your partner has in their life. So if things haven't been really working out in a relationship, you had some disagreements, some quarrels, this is an excellent time for you to apologize, say you're sorry, do something really nice for your partner. This way you'll have a brand new beginning, a new chapter in the direction of your relationship. It's also very likely that your partner is going to forgive you. Of course, it also depends on how big the argument is. You have more positive aspects at this lunation. And for those of you that are really sure about their relationships, this is an excellent time for you to propose to your partner, or simply tell your partner that you love them. Your ruling planet Mercury is a big part of this lunation because he is transiting in the sign of Sagittarius, where this lunation is happening, and Mercury is conjunct Venus. This conjunction is allowing you to use seduction, sweet words, gifts, money, gifts and perhaps even money to get your way, or to get your apology accepted. Gemini, if you'd like further guidance, I suggest that you book a reading with me. Take advantage of the 40% discount off my readings until the end of this month. Cancer, ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 6th house. This is where you'll have an optimistic new beginning, and perhaps some luck and abundance. The 6th house rules over our daily routine, our health, and our exercise regimen. It also rules over the work that we do and our co-workers. The 6th house is also known as the house of enemies. The only difference is that we know these enemies, and this is why you must never think that your co-worker can be your best friend. Your co-worker is just that, your co-worker. Because if there's a situation where there's a competition for a prize, perhaps a promotion or more hours, you're going to be competing against your co-worker, essentially making your co-worker your competitor. However, if you've been having problems at your place of work with your co-workers or with your employer, this is an excellent time for you to have a brand new beginning with your relationships with your co-workers, or perhaps even with your employer. And for those of you that have been having health challenges, this is an optimistic and excellent time for you to start a new diet, perhaps try a new medication, or start a new exercise regimen. It's very likely that you're going to like this. It's very likely that you keep up with these changes, because with Venus being conjunct Mercury, you might get some really good advice on how to make these changes. So if you're one of those people that doesn't like working out, this is the time that you will probably find a workout regimen that really works with your schedule, and something that you can it could be something that you could ease your way into. It could be a regimen or routine that you'll actually enjoy. And for those who have been wanting to change their work schedule, this is an excellent time for you to go to this is an excellent time for you to speak with your manager and ask for a better schedule, or perhaps ask for more hours. It's very likely that you get that this time. Your ruling planet, the luminary, is always part of any lunation. So you always tend to feel all lunations personally, Cancer. You are ruled by the moon after all. The moon is actually not receiving any negative aspects at this lunation, which makes this a very positive lunation for you, Cancer, because this lunation is being aspected by Jupiter in a very positive, harmonious trine. So Cancer, if you have not listened to the beginning of this video, I suggest that you go and listen to the whole introduction, because after all, your moon is always part of a lunation. So whatever is happening to the moon is essentially happening to you. If you need further guidance, I suggest you take advantage of the 40% off that I have on all my readings, until the end of the month. Book now, Cancer. Leo, ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 5th house. This is where you'll have an optimistic brand new beginning, perhaps some luck and abundance. The 5th house is a happy house, and we always enjoy lunations in the 5th house. Leo, this is actually going to be a very positive lunation for you. You are a fire sign, and therefore you trine the sign of Sagittarius. So there is positive, harmonious energy flowing to your sign. The fifth house is a fun house. It rules over our creative ability. It rules over our talents. It also rules over our children. Our children being our greatest creation. Leo Ascendant, if you've been having challenges getting pregnant, this is the lunation for you to just go big, go for it, and it's very likely that you have a new beginning in that area. This lunation is very supported by Jupiter. Jupiter is trining your sign after all, and is bringing a lot of positivity to your sign. So if you've been having challenges in this area, it's very likely that you will receive some very positive news at the time of this lunation. Also rules over entertainment, sports, and luck. The luck you have in the fifth house is luck you earned in a past life. So you don't have to work for this luck. It's just luck that is there for you. It's just luck that is there for you to take advantage of. This luck is being activated. So Leo, if you're feeling lucky, this is an excellent time for you to buy a couple of lottery tickets. It's very likely that you get some type of win, because the ruler of this lunation, Jupiter, is aspecting your sun, the luminary, which is always part of every lunation. So this means that Leos tend to feel lunations very intensely. This is a really positive aspect. This could bring some luck and abundance in your fifth house. The fifth house also rules over romance. So if you've been wanting to start a romantic relationship with someone, this is an excellent time for you to begin that relationship, and there will be a lot of love in that relationship because Venus and Jupiter are conjunct at this lunation. Leo, if you've not listened to the beginning of this video, I suggest you listen to the whole introduction, because you're always part of any lunation, therefore making it important for you to listen to how a lunation is being particularly aspected, because you will always be aspected at any lunation or eclipse. This lunation is bringing you away from all those difficult squares, the triple conjunction of Mars, Uranus, and the North Node, the square between Uranus and Saturn, the opposition of Saturn to your sign. You're getting a relief from all those challenging aspects. Leo, if you'd like further guidance, I suggest you book a reading with me. Take advantage of the 40% off special that I have off my readings until the end of the month. Virgo, Ascendant, Sun, or Moon. This lunation is happening in your fourth house. This is where you'll have an optimistic, a brand new beginning, perhaps some luck and abundance. The fourth house is an angle house. So whatever actions you take in the fourth house, whatever is going to begin in the fourth house, is going to affect every area of your chart. The fourth house is the IC. It is the most sensitive spot in the chart. The IC opposes the MC. The MC is the highest point in the zodiac. Fourth house, the lowest point, MC, the highest point. So wherever you begin in your fourth house area, is going to impact how you're seen in society. And of course, since the fourth house squares the ascendant, it's also going to impact you personally. And whatever changes that happen there are also going to impact your relationships, because the descendant squares the IC. So as you can see, there could be changes in any part of your life. And since this lunation in your fourth house is activating squares, it means that you're going to be pushed into taking action. You might have to make some difficult decisions at this lunation. These decisions are eventually going to bring very positive outcomes. And sometimes we need a challenging aspect, a square, to push us into taking action, because perhaps we've been too complacent in the fourth house area. The fourth house area rules over our deep hidden emotions, and sometimes these emotions could be resentments to our family, our home, our childhood, our ancestors, because all these things fall under the fourth house. Some of you could be making an optimistic decision to move out of the place where you're living now. So essentially this means that there will be a brand new beginning, a living situation. So this means that some Virgos will actually be moving houses within the next 6 months. This lunation is being aspected very positively. So it means that it may be tough for you to make this decision to make these changes, but you will be glad that you did so, because the future is looking very optimistic and bright. The fourth house is a parental axis, so some of you could have a brand new beginning with your mother or with your family, and perhaps even with your father, because the opposite angle is the MC, which usually rules the more dominant parent, which rules the more dominant parent. That's why it's usually assigned to the father, but for some of you it could have been the mother that was the more dominant parent. So this is different for everyone. Other Virgos will have a brand new beginning with their emotions. Perhaps you're going to decide to get some type of therapy and get some healing to heal whatever wounds that you may have suffered in your childhood, or perhaps as a result of your ancestry. This is an excellent new moon. This is an excellent lunation, Virgo, so take advantage of this. And if you still need further guidance, I suggest that you book a reading with me. Take advantage of the 40% special off my readings that I'm having until the end of the month. Libra, ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your third house. This is where you'll have an optimistic brand new beginning and perhaps some luck and abundance. The third house rules over our immediate environment. It rules over our siblings and our neighbors. The third house is the house where we apply ourselves. This is a house where we have to make some type of effort. This is why it rules over our skills and our learning ability. It also rules over communication, and this communication could be verbal communication with others, and also self-talk, the thoughts that we have running in our head. The third house also rules over our devices, our computers, our phones. So you could have a brand new beginning in any of those areas. Libra is an air sign. An air sign sextile the fire signs. So this means that Libra is receiving a very harmonious aspect to this lunation. This is going to be a positive lunation for you, Libra, but you have to apply effort, and after all, the third house is the house of effort. Make sure you're looking out for opportunities and taking advantage of them. So if you have had a strained relationship with a neighbor or a sibling, this is an excellent time for you to reach out and apologize. Say some sweet words. Your ruling planet Venus is, after all, a part of this lunation, as it is because it's transiting close to this lunation and is conjunct Mercury. So say something sweet, apologize. Make amends with your sibling or your neighbor. Your ruling planet Venus is, after all, still the ruler of the transiting North Node. This is a very helpful and positive aspect. This is positive energy that is there for you to take advantage of. Your ruling planet Venus is conjunct this lunation and is aspecting the ruler of this lunation, Jupiter. This is a positive and harmonious aspect. So you have a lot of power at this lunation. But Libra, if you've not listened to the introduction of this video, I suggest that you go back and listen to the whole introduction, because there's information there that you can use to see how this lunation is aspecting your own natal birth chart. And if you still need some further guidance, I suggest that you take advantage of the 40% off discount that I have on all my readings. This discount is running until the end of the month, so book now. Scorpio, ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your second house. This is where you'll have an optimistic brand new beginning and perhaps some luck and abundance. Scorpio is not directly being aspected by this lunation, so essentially that means that the fixed signs are getting a break at this lunation. The second house rules over what we love and value. It also rules over our earning ability. So essentially, you're going to have an optimistic brand new beginning in your earning ability, how you make your money. This could be in business, in partnerships. So Scorpio, if you've been wanting to start your own business, this is an excellent time for you to initiate that business. Go for it. This is a lunation that could bring you money. It could bring you abundance. This is a lunation that will support wherever you initiate. It's very well aspected by the ruler of this lunation. So some of you Scorpios are going to see an increase in your money and your business relationship. The second house also rules over the family that we make with another person. This is the family that we choose. It could be a family that you make with another person, a partner. It could also also be those friends that we've had for a very long time, and we begin to look at them as family. You will have a very optimistic brand new beginning in this area. So if you've been wanting to start a family with your partner, this is an excellent time for you to do so. Your ruling planet Mars is not directly aspecting this lunation, but your ruling planet Mars is not directly aspecting this lunation. He is opposing this lunation. He's too far away to aspect it directly. He is, however, moving retrograde and in square with Neptune. That is a challenging aspect, and he is in trine with Saturn. Scorpio, if you have not listened to the beginning of this video, I suggest you go back and listen to the whole introduction, because there's information there that you can use to see exactly how this lunation is aspecting you according to your own natal birth chart. If you need further guidance, I suggest that you take advantage of the 40% off special that I have running until the end of the month. Book a reading with me now. Your other ruling planet Pluto is aspecting this lunation by an out of sign trine. This is positive and supportive energy. So Scorpio, if you've been wanting to make some personal changes, perhaps some changes to your face, because second house also rules over the face, it rules over the mouth, what you say and what goes in and what comes out. This is an excellent time for you to make any change, to make new beginnings in those areas. New beginnings that could possibly increase your self-esteem, because that also falls under the second house. So whatever initiations you make at this time, I suggest that you really go for it. Go big or go home. This is a good new moon for you to make brand new beginnings in your finances, in what you love and value. And for those that love makeup, this is an excellent time for you to do a total overhaul in the makeup department. You'll probably get excellent deals and discounts simply because this is a very abundant new moon. Sagittarius, ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your first house. This is where you'll have an optimistic brand new beginning and perhaps some luck and abundance. The first house is an angle house. It rules the ascendant. It is the ascendant. When the ascendant is activated, it activates all the other angles in your chart. So this means that your standing in society, the MC, is activated by a square. Your relationships are activated by an opposition, and your IC is activated by a square. Sagittarius, even though this is an optimistic brand new beginning and your ruling planet Jupiter is aspecting this lunation, you still have some challenges here because of these squares. However, these squares could eventually bring beneficial results, because perhaps you've been complacent in some of these areas where these squares are being activated and you're being pushed into taking action that will bring results that are going to be quite desirable and results that you will like later on. You may feel uncomfortable now when you're being pushed to make these changes. These are probably changes that have been long coming. The first house is the ascendant. It rules you, your body. It's very, very personal. It's the most personal angle because it's yourself. Okay, so the changes are essentially going to be about you, how you're seen, how others see you, or how you want others to see you. Some of you could overhaul your wardrobe, have a brand new beginning in that way. It's an excellent time for you to go shopping because Jupiter is the ruler of this ascendant and ruling you and ruling the holiday season. There's a lot of deals and discounts that you can take advantage of. I'm also running my own special. I have 40% off all my readings. Sagittarius, is an excellent time for you to book me for your solar return chart reading. This is going to be an outstanding year, but we have to find out where the Sagittarius house falls in your own natal birth chart to see exactly how you're going to be impacted by this lunation. It will be a year for you. It will be a year that you will always remember, because you're starting something totally brand new in your Sagittarius house. And if this is your sun, you're starting something brand new with your identity, how others see you, your work, your authority figures, your bosses. If this is your moon, you're starting something totally brand new in your home area, with your emotions, with your mother, with your family. These are all areas that are ruled by the moon, fourth house areas. So this new moon is supporting whatever it is that you want to initiate, anything that has to do with you, your identity, your name. This is an excellent time for you to change your name if you've been wanting to change your name. For others who've been wanting to change some part of their body, this is an excellent time for you to make plans to do so. Mars is retrograde, Mars is the knife, so I would wait until Mars is moving direct and is not in square with Neptune before you schedule any type of surgeries. The first house is your identity, so some of you could have a change in identity, or perhaps you're going to decide to come out to the world about your sexual identity or your sexual orientation. This is an excellent time for you to show the world who you really, this is an excellent time to come out and show the world who you really are. This is your new moon, Sagittarius. It's a wonderful new moon. It's a very positive lunation. Take advantage of all the take advantage of all this positivity. Capricorn, ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 12th house. This is the area where you will have an optimistic brand new beginning and perhaps some luck and abundance. The 12th house is a hidden house. This is the house that rules over our hidden enemies, and sometimes the hidden enemy could be yourself. You could be self-sabotaging with bad habits, overeating, alcoholism, doing drugs, or having hidden unhealthy relationships, and unrequited love affairs are also found here. This is the house of hidden pleasures. So whatever we do behind closed doors is ruled by the 12th house. The 12th house also rules over hidden places like hospitals, prisons, asylums. It also rules far off foreign lands. The 12th house is a mysterious house. It's a psychic house. It's a house where we dream. It's a house also where some of us can get in touch with our ancestors. The 12th house also rules over generational karma, karma that you didn't create. This is karma that is handed from generation to generation. So some of you could have a brand new beginning in that you decide to not be tied to the generational karma, or surprisingly somehow you're healed. You're healed in a mysterious way because the 12th house is a mysterious house, because the 12th house can be very mysterious and psychic. So you may receive some type of healing through divine intervention. For some of you that need deep spiritual healing, this is an excellent time for you to begin some type of therapy with a counselor. It's an excellent time for you to get a psychic reading or perhaps a tarot reading. It's an excellent time for you to get a psychic reading, tarot reading, astrology reading. And if you have an addiction problem, this is an excellent time for you to decide to go and get therapy, go into rehab and get healing. It's very likely that this healing happens with a lot of ease because this lunation is being aspected in a very, very positive way. Your ruling planet Saturn is not directly aspecting this lunation, so it's very likely that you don't feel this lunation very personally and intimately. After all, it is in a hidden house. Your ruling Saturn is, however, aspecting Mars in a very harmonious, positive trine. If you have not listened to the beginning of this video, I suggest that you listen to the introduction. That way you get information on the other aspects that are happening at this lunation and how they could possibly be aspecting your own natal birth chart. Take advantage of the 40% off that I have on all my readings until the end of the month. Aquarius, ascendant, sun or moon. This lunation is happening in your 11th. This lunation is happening in your 11th house. This is the area where you'll have an optimistic, brand new beginning, perhaps some luck and abundance. The 11th house is the reward. The 11th house is a lucky house. This is the house that rewards all the work that you did in the 10th house. This is the house where you receive the accolades, the promotions, and the windfalls and the financial gains. The 11th house also rules over the groups that we belong to, the groups that we belong to on social media or in clubs. This house also rules over our friends, our uncles, our aunts. This house also rules over our hopes, dreams, and wishes. So some of you could have a brand new beginning with a friend. Maybe a friend could become a friend with benefits or perhaps even something more. Some of you will have a new beginning with a benefactor. You could meet a benefactor, somebody that is going to help you with something that you've been wanting to initiate, perhaps a small business. This is an excellent time for you to begin something in that area. And for some of you who've been wanting to join a group and you have not been lucky in the past, this is the time that you will probably be accepted into this group, because this is a very positive and optimistic, harmonious full moon, harmonious new moon. Aquarius is an air sign and therefore is going to be sextiling Sagittarius where the new moon is happening. This is a positive and harmonious aspect. The sextile aspect, however, wants you to take advantage of opportunities. Make an effort, look for opportunities. Just don't sit there and think that things are going to flow towards your way. You will be presented with fortunate opportunities. You can only achieve something if you take advantage of this energy, otherwise it just dissipates. Others could have a new beginning in this area in that they finally receive that promotion that they've been hoping to get. There is a new beginning with your hopes and wishes. Your ruling planet Saturn and Uranus are not aspecting this lunation, so therefore it means that the power is most likely going to come from others. Others will be bringing favor and opportunities your way. If you have not listened to the beginning of this introduction, I suggest that you go back and listen to the whole introduction. That way you find out the other aspects that are happening at this lunation and how they could possibly be aspecting your own planets in your chart. If you need further guidance, I suggest that you book a reading with me. 40% special off all my readings until the end of the month. Book now, Aquarius. Pisces, Ascendant, Sun or Moon. This lunation is happening in your 10th house. This is where you'll have an optimistic, brand new beginning and perhaps some luck and abundance. The 10th house is an angle house. This is the highest point in the zodiac. So whatever brand new beginning you have in this area is going to be seen and known by others. The 10th house squares the descendant. So whatever brand new beginning happens there is going to affect your relationships with others. The descendant squares the IC. This change, this new beginning is also probably going to affect your IC, your home area, your family. And of course, most of all, is going to square the ascendant, aspecting you personally. So you could have new beginnings in any of these areas. The 10th house rules the MC. It rules over our standing in society, the work that we do. It rules over our authority figures, our bosses, the government. Pisces, if you've been looking for employment, this is an excellent time for you to begin a new job, or you will probably find and begin the job of your dreams. And for others that have been wanting to start their own business, this is an excellent lunation for you to just go big, go for it and start this business. It's very likely that this business is going to be successful. Keep in mind that this lunation is aspecting you by a square aspect. This means that you may be pushed into taking action. Pisces, if you've been complacent about your job, your status in society, this lunation is going to push you, it's going to nudge you, it's going to challenge you and push you into making changes in your work area with your status. You're going to love the results that you're going to make in this area. When you have Venus transiting the MC, you become very likable to employers. And for others, you could begin a relationship at your place of work. You could have a love affair at your place of work. I don't know if that's exactly what you're looking for. But of course, there's so many people who have ended up getting married to their boss. Others could just meet somebody in their place of work and begin a romantic relationship. And since Venus is conjunct Mercury, Mercury is a planet of business, you could have some type of brand new beginning in that you get a promotion, you get some good news in that way. This is a very, very optimistic lunation, but it also just depends how it's aspecting your own natal birth chart. And if you'd like to know how this is going to play out for you personally, I suggest that you take advantage of the 40% off my readings that I'm running until the end of the month. This discount is going to expire at the end of the month, so book now. Your ruling planets Jupiter and Neptune are currently transiting in your sign, Pisces. This makes you very, very powerful and very lucky. Your ruling planet is the ruler of Sagittarius and is the ruler of this lunation and is being positively aspected at this lunation. This is all good news for you, Pisces. So if you've been lazy, in making those initiations. And I know Pisces can have a tendency to escape and be locked in a different world. This is time for you to come out and just go for it. Go big. Go and look, go and apply for that job. Apply for many jobs. It's very likely that you get the job of your dreams at this lunation. Your ruling planet is going to go direct just a few minutes after this lunation.